Hello fellow tankers, this is Dauntless, and today I'm going to be playing a game in my Tier 8 British tank destroyer, the Charioteer. As a lot of you know, the Charioteer is one of my favorite vehicles, and this is because as a turret, it has great penetration, not the greatest accuracy, but it's got good mobility, and it's just overall a great tank to play. And recently Wargaming gave it a -10 gun depression buff, which makes this thing insane at its tier. And this is just a tier 9 game, but even in a tier 10 game, this thing is very, very competitive, if you ask me. The only downside is what you see here is the gun is extremely unreliable unless you actually aim and hold, wait for the reticle to get smaller. And so a lot of those snapshots don't expect to be making when you play this vehicle. So right now, the T-71DA is way out of position. Another bad shot on my part, plus the gun is trolling me a little bit, but we took the hill, he was out of position, and we were able to take him out, even though I actually did nothing. Another example of how you cannot snap with this gun whatsoever, but I'm still putting pressure on that T-25-2, and I forgot to mention, but the map today is Tundra, and it's going to be a tier 9 game. So this position is great, especially if you have gun depression, and I'll show you why this position is so amazing in a second when I actually start using it. So notice this bush right here in front of me that I'm looking through. This bush is amazing because you can actually peek around this corner as long as there's nothing in front of you, and you can get shots onto vehicles that might be hiding in this area. So tanks here, and also tanks hiding up here, which is very common tank destroyers. You can actually peek forward, look through this bush, not get lit, take a shot, and then fall back. And it's also relatively already safe as well. So I did get myself lit, so I'm gonna just wait the 10 seconds that are required for me to be unspotted again, and then I'm just going to go ahead and do the same thing over again. This position is also great because if anything dares to push down the 2 line like that T-29, I'll be able to get shots on him as well. So again, I can peek forward like this, not get lit, put a shot into him, and then by the time he gets lit and I'm lit, it's too late. You can't do anything because I'm already behind the rock. So this T-29 again is being scissored by our T-71DA and our mutts. He's kind of not sure what to do. I think he's backing up, trying to engage at least one of them, and I'm able to put a nice shot into the side of his vehicle just because I can. Now at this point I realize that our one line is very, very much just completely overrun with enemy vehicles. While our hill is not really pushing, I can't push very effectively because I have hardly any HP. I have a paper tank destroyer, and again I can't make snapshots, and so this tank is more of a sniper if anything, and somewhat of a brawler. And I'm not going to be able to push that aggressively. If that RHM puts one shot into me, I'm basically going to be out of the game. So I decide it's my duty to fall back. I'm in a quick enough vehicle, and I'm going to take a position that some of you may or may not know. This position is located up on this A7, A8 hill, and you can get up here by, you can be in a relatively mobile vehicle and still make it up here. You just have to climb up just like this and then turn your vehicle around. I peek over hoping to maybe get a shot. I realize I don't have a shot yet, so I'm going to push up a little bit higher. Now if your tank has no gun depression, you're not going to be able to really take advantage of this position, but this place is amazing, and you are very vulnerable to arty as well as the hill, so make sure that you guys own the hill and that you're aware that artillery could bomb you at any second. So I'm in position here. This SU-144 or 122-44 is asking for help. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to keep him alive, but I am able to put a nice shot at the WZ-120. He's going to be my priority target, 1, because he's low on health, and 2, because he is a top tier in this game. And I'm losing some frames here for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why. This IS-3 pushes forward. I'm able to put a nice shot into him, and you can see where this gun at this medium to close range, as long as I'm aiming correctly, I am able to consistently put nice damage into these vehicles. Another easy shot into the side of the IS-3, taking him out of the game. This T-29 is the last one that's pushing on this flank, and right before I take the shot, someone else takes it from me, but that's okay. That entire flank that seemed lost, that was pushing up, completely wrecked by my tank, and I didn't lose a single HP of damage in the meanwhile. Now we can actually turn around and put the pressure back onto them because now they have nothing on that flank. I decide that it's kind of in my best interest to push up down the bridge with the rest of my vehicles. Okay, never mind, I guess the Skoda is flanking around, but I want to try to get in there as quickly as possible. There's only 4 vehicles left. I know that this game is pretty much going to be in the bag, and because I know I'm not going to have a chance of getting flanked here, the bridge will actually give me a good chance to get some shots into these vehicles. The T-29 that I put a shot into earlier is completely distracted by something, probably the Skoda, and he gives me his side. I'm able to put a nice shot into him, and I'm going to be reloaded, so I'm going to put one more shot into him, and that was a pretty lucky shot. This, again, the Charioteer's gun is so derpy that there's a good chance that could have missed. The Tortoise here is driving down the hill. I don't think I'm going to be able to penetrate him anywhere other than that commander's hatch or cupola or whatever that giant tumor is on the top of his head. And so I'm able to put a nice shot into that, hoping for one more, and I'm able to do it. So that RHM, not ours, but the enemy's, puts a shot into my side, and it makes me a little nervous because he rolled kind of low for 492, but if he rolls high, he could easily take me out of the game, and I'm sitting at a nice 4k damage, and I want to try to get a couple more kills if I can. Also, I don't know if my team is going to have what it takes to actually carry this. The Tortoise is actually a really good player, and that RHM is being pretty sneaky, and I want to try to win this for my team, just in case, you know, the guys up on the hill aren't able to get their shots in. I think this T-29 wants to pass me, so I get out of the way for him, but he decides that he's not going to pass. I say the T-29 is taken out, but I really don't want to move until this WT gets lit and or taken out. So I'm just chilling here. The WT on our side decides to push forward. I know that he's going to be lit any second. I use the mini-map and his last known location to line up my shot, hoping that he's just going to suddenly appear, and I'm just waiting at this point for that RHM to light him for me. If I do get a nice shot in here, I'm going to just push around and try to finish off those tanks. RHM gets lit. I have no shot. He gets killed. There's only 2 vehicles left. They're both one-shots, and I know that. And I know I can take one more shot. So I'm going to peek around the corner, try to finish off one of these vehicles, whichever happens to be lit first. The T-34-2 has horrible aim time on his derp cannon that it looks like he's using there. Oh, maybe not. But regardless, I'm able to put the shot in first. I know I could take a shot there from the Tortoise, and I'm able to confirm the kill, ending my game at 4,300 damage, really little assist, and 4 kills. That's a pretty good result for a tier 8 tank destroyer, if you ask me, and relocating and taking that A8 position I think was really crucial in finishing off those vehicles that were pushing into our 1-2 line, because without my presence there, those vehicles could have easily got up behind us, finished off the vehicles that were on our cap, circled around and even finished off tanks on our hill, killed our arty, etc. And so falling back into those known locations is a really good idea if you're in a mobile vehicle. Don't just hold on to your, hill that you so preciously fought for, because if you get yourself surrounded and your tanks are all isolated in one location like that, chances are you're probably gonna lose the game. So anyway, guys, hopefully you found this gameplay entertaining. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you give a like down below, and if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel for more content like this in the future. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later.